Okay, so last week, Future dropped a mixtape titled Mixtape Pluto. Let's go ahead and review it. Okay, so before we get into the album, a lot of times I'll be on social media and I'll notice that there's a lot of hate geared towards Future, and I don't always know that the hate is justified. I hear a lot of people are a lot of different takes, many of which include that Future is trash. They don't even know why Future is still relevant as an artist. However, I do want to start off this video by giving Future his credit. I don't think a lot of people realize that over the last 10 years, he's had very solid contributions to the hip-hop genre, and even outside of that, he has such a dynamic range. We see him on pop, we've seen him on a lot of R&B, different subsections of hip-hop, whether it be that straight trap music or lyrical stuff. He's definitely up there when we consider of who are artists of quality, who are artists of caliber. He's definitely up there. He's definitely in that top 10, top 20 range when we look at artists who are dominating, who are bringing solid contributions, and who are influencing people. And it's also very evident that Future has contributed a lot to the Atlanta music scene, and whether people want to admit it or not, it's very obvious that a lot of people draw inspo from Future or use him as influence for their music. Anecdotally speaking, maybe 9 out of 10 people's playlists, 8 out of 10 people's playlists, you'll find a Future song in some capacity, whether it be a feature or just him leading the song. You'll find him on the charts, you'll find him in every club. So I just want to clear the air with that I feel like we really got to give him his credit when it comes to him establishing himself within the music industry and really cementing not only his presence. Now, with that being said, let's actually get into the album itself. Very obvious that the direction for this project is catering to his core day one Atlanta fans, the type of fans that want to hear Future in his trench bag, his trap bag, his initial bag. I feel like I definitely want to hear more of the club bangers where the bass is going crazy, the beats are going crazy, the kick going crazy. He's getting on these records to say the most ignorant that you can just turn up to mindlessly. I can definitely appreciate when he's in that bag as opposed to him trying to do the melody or the pop type of thing. Those are all like, he's in his bag for that too, definitely, but we can definitely appreciate the harder Future tracks versus the more melodic ones. It's very obvious that is the direction that he's gone in when it comes to Mixtape Pluto, because it's literally all club albums, and that probably makes this particular mixtape one of the most boring that I've ever heard, at least released this year. And when I say that it's boring, I don't mean that it's a complete sleeper. There are definitely tracks on there that I have added to my playlist, and there are definitely a lot of tracks on this project that I can see myself playing, in the club, or playing in a party vibe, or playing just when you're cruising around the car and you need that up-tempo type of music. But when I say it's boring, I mean that like there is literally no diversity on this project whatsoever. Every song sounds the same. While you can say, I guess that does make it an easy listen because every song sounds super similar, it also makes it a little bit tiring to listen to when it comes to just sheer like replay value. I found that on the second, third, fourth go, you just start to get fatigued. It's not a project that you can listen to back to front every single time. When it comes to the overall project as a whole, at least sonically, it's a very boring project. Another thing that really irritates me when it comes to Future is, and he's done this on quite a few tracks, I know he did this on King's Dead with Kendrick way back in 2018. There are some songs that the writing is lazy on. Felt like he did that with King's Dead with the la-di-da-di-da. A lot of people thought that was lit. For me, that straight ruined the song. There are similar instances on Mixtape Pluto like the la-di-da-di-da where he's doing that and it just comes across as lazy writing and almost ruins the vibe of the song a little bit. This is again the problem that I have these days, where I feel like the artists within the hip-hop community not taking their music seriously and delivering, at least more recently, subpar content. That's just what it comes across on 1 or 2 songs on this album. I'm not gonna say it's the whole thing, but on 1 or 2 songs for this album, the writing does come across as very lazy. When it comes to subject matter, I don't even really want to get into subject matter just because I feel like with a Future project, you know what you're getting. Like, I don't listen to Future expecting to hear the most conscientious in the world. Like, I'm not necessarily gonna critique the subject matter of the project per se, although like I said, there are instances where he dives into 1 or 2 deeper topics, but for the most part, it's what you expect from a Future project. However, I am going to say, and I did have to look this up, his age. The man's 40, bro. How much longer are we going to stay in the pocket of money, drugs, women? I'm just confused because I want to know at what point, not even targeted at him specifically, just at one point do artists grow out of that? Because at 40, I feel like you a grown man. why are we still talking about trench stuff? Why are we still talking about trapping? Why are we still talking about spinning the blocks? You are OG now. You are unk. I don't know. I just like some level of growth, or like I don't know what I'm really expecting from Future, particularly because at this point he spent an entire decade building a brand of toxicity and just straight trapping. So I don't know what I expect in particular. To me, it just feels like there is no growth, and at what point are we gonna move past the whole surface level stuff, or is that just what hip-hop has become now? If that's what it is unfortunate. And it's like he's only getting older and he's continuing to produce great music and he's continuing to stay in that bag. At what point does it become played out, I guess, is my point. I expect to hear that from anyone sub 25, max 30. I feel like once we start getting into 30, 40s, 50s, I want to hear more evolved takes when it comes to music. But maybe I'm expecting too much from that particular artist, and if that's the case, I do appreciate that bag, and I don't know that I want to hear anything else from him, because I guess that's what he cemented his brand in. I don't know, the growth needs to be there at some point, because I feel like it's getting played out. It is definitely a project that's geared, I feel like, towards in wrapping up his day one fans, his core Atlanta fans. There are definitely songs in here that I can hear being played at a club or a party. That's the obvious direction of this project. But yeah, it's a little boring. This is a project that is strictly for the bros, strictly for like basketball runs, club runs. This is what that is for. It's not for anything else. It's for the bros. That's all that this project is. All right, so if you enjoyed that video and you want to see more videos like that, like, comment, subscribe. Like I said in the last music review that I did, I know that this is very different from my normal content, but I'm just experimenting and tapping more into my passions and things that I like to do in general. Like I said in the last video, if you guys want to see more music reviews or more pop culture, just more videos like this, please let me know by liking, commenting, or subscribing. You guys know where to find me. If you want to see me again, subscribe.